Hey guys, Riley Foster in the welding shop today, doing a project not welding. This is the second video on this cabinet that I'm doing, and as you can see, I've got it cleaned up fairly good. I'm going to come off the tripod just a second and show you this. Now you saw the earlier video what it looked like. There's the receptacle box emptied out, and I'll show you the junk that came out of it. But what I'm going to do is, you see I've plugged the holes and put a little bit of wire in them. I'm going to use auto body filler here shortly just to fill up all of these holes and make this surface nice and flat so that I can paint it and get a real good tabletop. But I found a label up here. As you can see, it is blanked off, as these are too. Now you saw the earlier video what that one said. We couldn't see this one, and once I got it cleaned off, I realized I am not dealing with an oven for welding rods or anything like that. I'm not going to tell you what this oven was for. I'll let you wait until the finished product and see. But you are going to be surprised what that bottom label says. I promise you, you will be surprised. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on its back and prime the bottom. After I fill up that top hole with the body filler, I'm going to prime the bottom and get everything ready to prime. But you can see it cleaned up, but it still looks like a really filthy little rod oven. I keep calling it a rod oven. It's not a rod oven, it's just an oven. And again, when you see what's under that label, you're going to be surprised, I promise. So the products that I'm going to be using today is, right quick, it's going to be some body filler, hardener, a little putty knife to spread it with, and that to work with to put it on. But check this out. This is some stuff I bought at a store that I go to. Now this stuff I got for, now you know, if you buy a gallon of paint, it's $30, $40, and $60 for some stuff a gallon. This is industrial strength primer. I didn't even know Krylon made stuff like that, but look at this. It was marked down $6 a gallon, and yes, I grabbed as many as they would let me have. I'll use this stuff, well, just continuous. So here we go. I'm going to put it on pause and get started with a little bit of work, and let's see what we can get done. All right, here's your quick lesson in body filler. This is the body filler, obviously, and this is the cream hardener. And I don't know who has the combination to what makes the best body filler slash making it hard and all that, but what I found over the years is, if you want this to dry too fast to work with, make it dark red. If you want to be able to use it, look at that. And that's pretty close to what I'm looking for. And you got, it means it's hot. You got to mix this stuff up and go really quick with it. You can see it's turning red now. Yep. And I have found a bright pink is kind of what you want. And if you mix this stuff up bright red, it'll harden before you ever get it on what you're trying to put it on. See, I'm mixing that in nice, getting all of it off the bottom of that cardboard. And again, you want to use, well, I use cardboard so I can throw it all away each time. Now, I wished I might go ahead and put just a little bit more in that, because I do want this to harden up fairly quick, because I am going to prime this thing. And again, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, because I make these things to sell them. So now we're getting a nice dark pink, grayish pink color. Get that spread there. Okay. Now, hold on 1 second. Here we go. I'm going to fill up those holes, and what I did was I put some really strong duct tape under the bottom of these holes so that this would not obviously goop through and just keep pouring into the bottom of that box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some in this guy, just like that. And I'm going to smoosh that down, get it in there, just like that. And I'm kind of hoping I may have mixed up enough here. Yeah, you see that stuff's already getting stiff. It's going to take a couple of different passes, I do believe. Yep, it's hot out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to let that... Well, congratulations. You just watched someone flub up Bondo. But that's okay. We're going to continue on. I get to throw these two pieces away. And we're going to clean off as we need. I'm going to prime the bottom of this thing here just in a minute or two. And the inside. So we'll go from there and see what we get. Hold on. All right, it's primer time. Now, first of all, I had no idea that this primer was this dark when I opened it, and I'm kind of liking the color. Even if it comes out flat, which primer normally does, that would be okay. This, I think, definitely on the bottom, one coat will do. Man, this is some really thick primer. All right, that's the first primer coat on the bottom and the inside. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is get that door. It's kind of amazing how fast this stuff goes. A little 2-inch brush, and this primer really covers quick. Now again, I've never seen a gallon can of primer, but hey, for $6 a gallon, you don't argue about how much you've got. You just kind of use it till it's gone, and I'm going to use this primer for a long time. I can run it through an automotive gun. I just chose to brush it on with this small job because it goes pretty quick, and then I don't have all that cleanup that comes from a automotive gun. biggest thing is I just want this to be clean, so when someone buys it, it's not just well, they obviously don't want to buy a nasty looking table. And when I first got it, if you saw the first video, you know it was pretty filthy. Right, that's the first coat on the inside of the door, and the inside of the box. I took the hardware off of this door so that I wouldn't get paint all over it. I think it was white brass, but we'll find that out shortly because I'm going to clean it. And in this video, just at the end, I'll show you all the stuff I took off of this that is not going to go back on, obviously. Close that up. There's that mysterious label. Whatever could it be saying under there? Alright. And I'm not going to do the top right now because of the oopsie with the Bondo, but I can get that cleaned up pretty quick so that I may wind up leaving this box, that primer gray that I was talking about, because I really like just a nice soft flat gray. And we'll do more than one coat. And if I choose to, I can go back over this with a clear spray enamel and get a high gloss gray finish, but I think I like the flat color better. Well, that stuff dries fast. Ooh. Alright, you see what I'm accomplishing here fairly quick. Now I've got to say there's nothing more boring than watching paint dry. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, but I want to show you before I do the stuff that I removed from that box. All of this is what came out of there. These are the grates, and I'm not going to use those again. All of this mess, all of that came out of there. There's your switches.
Hello, sir. Okay.
All right, so guys, let me know what you think.